Good afternoon and welcome back to ULTI.TV's production of Tom's Tourney, the 30th anniversary. We're so excited to be here bringing this action. I'm Stefan Rapazzo here with Christina Obermeyer, and we are set for our very first Open Division 1 game featuring Jetset from Belgium, from Leuven, and Outsiterz from Bratislava, Slovakia. Christina, are we excited about this one or what?
Oh yeah, we are. Definitely. Open Division 1 just feels a little bit different. Both of these teams have been around the pitch once or twice this year already. And there's going to be a tight matchup. Outsiterz are from the former East Division from Bratislava, and I don't think they've been to many of those bigger tournaments, but due to the change in qualification, they have to play a little bit more of some more of those tournaments, which is why they are here today. And I'm really excited because they're not looking bad. They have some good people on there, don't they?
Exciting team. They, of course, it was mixed when they were playing over in Herning, Denmark, but had a great run there into the semifinals. Got fourth place in the end. But a bit of an unexpected. I don't think they were on the radar to do as well as they did there and put up a good performance. This, of course, their open team. They're going to need a bit more depth to get through it. And playing against a Jetset team that overperformed in many people's eyes last year, really stepped up onto the European stage and turned some heads and are trying to back that up now. And there's a couple new additions on the Jetset side as well we'll talk about as this game goes on. Jetset in black with the first possession here, getting underway. Eklats goes into the dump space. Gets a big gainer into the middle of the field there. And good continuation, Vanderost. Who high but well handled. And leading throw, nice lefty, sticky fingers. Bobby Clements and puts it in for the goal. And Jetset looked tidy first possession.
Indeed, nice flow from Jetset. The very smooth transition from the near side to the far side of the field and really exploiting the poaches that the Outsiterz put up. They were kind of running behind, playing shadow defense, and the one dangerous high throw caught with ease. You see the continuation up the line and then an open player in the end zone for the score. It's good stuff, and definitely what we expect the Belgians to show. Of course, the weather is not ideal, not what we wanted, but we have to work with it anyway. It's an outdoor sport, obviously, ultimate Frisbee.
I'm hoping it can only get better.
It should get better. The wind should die down. The rain should die down during this game. I'm not going to make empty promises, though.
Yeah, if it gets any worse, I think the seas are going to part or something like that.
It's not that bad, is it?
Okay, it's not quite biblical. But it is, it's interesting here. Jetset pull, you see a giant Lithuanian man chasing that down. That's one of the Gauba brothers. I think they're both out there. But they had put their names forth to be part of this team and have been accepted, I think, wisely by Jetset. They are both
good additions.
Yeah, good additions. Dominant members of the Lithuanians on the Lithuanian scenes for Vodai, for the Lithuanian national team. And I think, they're going to have some good impact with this team as Outsiterz get going, and they jack one. They get away with that first throw. It goes to Kabala. Nice throw to get out of the end zone. Can they convert? Surovi. Jammed in, and then to the middle of the field. Molnar. That's Daniel Molnar, of course. Gets a touch. Kicked back off the sideline and then returned to sideline, floats, and they'll give it back to Jetset. First break chance of the game.
Beautiful break set continuation, but very good, well read by the Belgians.
Dovidas Gauba gets his first touch and now shoveled to the sideline. Big backhand goes up, looks like it's on point. Indeed it is. Lands in the hands of Robin Wouters. And Jetset enjoy a 2-0 lead with a break.
That was a perfectly set up deep cut by 2 players actually. So help coming from that near side of the field, and the score by Wouters, perfectly put into position by Emil de Rijk. Also my personal player to watch always, because he doesn't stop ever. Such grind. And the perfect backhand hook. 3 players actually, 3 defensive players with them in the back, but throw just too well out to space.
Beautiful throw to expose and to put the first break point on the board. And while they're putting break points on the board, you can put likes on our board. Just hit that little thumb down in the corner. I don't even know where it would be on your screen. Have a quick little look. Where's that thumb? And then press it.
Left.
Down, bottom, left. And there's a bell there too. And hitting that, really, we love when you guys hit that one. Makes me so happy. And Outsiterz have taken the deep shot again because it's been wide open again. And they've put another very nice throw upon it. Received by Hoika and then thrown for goal, and Outsiterz convert on their second try. They don't get a run against, broken once, and then convert.
Mulner with the outstretched body, just keeping it above the ground, and that deep shot was just misread by the intended defender. There, the deep shot in the zone. We can see the continuation to the side, and Molnar just leaves everything there, and you can see how wet the grass is by him just sliding down, grabbing the disc and jumping right up, because momentum carries him so much further. So well exploited defensive overlook by the Outsiterz.
Here's the pull. And Phillip on the pickup to Haymans. Nice throw by Haymans, very safe away from the defense. And in the backfield, Bobby Clements. Jetset looking at a Slovakian zone here. And a bid there, but it exposed a little bit of space, but no. There was another crash in the zone, and now Outsiterz with a break chance.
So you could see that hole in the middle, but quickly stepped into it.
And first throw too far in front, Christina.
Yeah, that one was just, maybe they weren't quite ready for it, not on the same page. Whatever it was, this goes back to Belgium.
Yeah, worked really hard to get that one. I thought that zone was very high pressure on the front part, heavy throw prevention, and they gave it back though. So here comes Jetset, second try. Phillips, nice scoop over top. Bobby Clements. Clements inside throw. And it's Clements again, zips one and does hit and connects for the goal. Jetset get it done after giving Outsiterz an opportunity.
Indeed, that zone just really working very well. It was a 3-person cup with 1 mark and two on either side, which usually you would want to prevent any continuation downfield, but leave space to the handlers. But they also managed very well to prevent any side move, any like good side movements from one to the other, which Jetset do very well. And then the turnover they got was because one player was pulled into the cup, but then another Outsiterz player filled it up and prevented, like was just there, and the defensive presence was enough to prevent that that disc to connect. So we'll see if Jetset can adapt later in the game.
Are they adaptable? And Outsiterz have figured out their offensive plan. Just jag it deep on the first throw.
Works every time.
They have all connected. They have not been able to all be converted post-huck completion, but they're getting away with the first throw deeps. This one in the hands of Bakrati, and now he's put it to the sideline, right in the corner. Bounces it back out. And now to center. Working the width of the field. Nice little slice outside in throw there for the goal. I think it's Jan Rosina on the receiving end for Outsiterz.
Yeah, he just made that slash cut enough.
Doing a lot for a very long time in terms of administrating and leading by example as that huck gets ripped. Philip spots Clements and turns that spotting into a score in no time. That was a wiring throw.
That was a perfect pull play setup. Horizontal stack. Phillips gets the under, and then he looked like he wanted to go with the backhand, but knowing that this is kind of the downwind side where the disc will carry on a lot, he faked the backhand and then put that flick in to a rather narrow space, I want to say. You can see it here. And then that one is just playing catch with a person that is approximately 40 meters away from you. Defensive pressure was there, but maybe a bit surprised about the speed in which Jetset are working their offense.
Yeah, Jetset, I said it earlier, beyond some people's expectations last year. I got to look. Some of the Jetset players turned back like, hey, we're good and we know it. But it is true. I think it's not like they've come out of nowhere, but they've kind of really got a lot better in this year. And seeing conversions like that, there's no doubt that one contested in the air. And maybe the first huck that Outsiterz have not got away with a double team defense.
Again, he was open for a time. Mulder was open for quite a while. He could have gotten that one, and then another help defender jumped in. But very great body control by Molnar to jump after it as well and try to get the second effort.
And you see Philip Molnar gracing the sidelines, playing with Grit, of course, but if he's got a minute off, he's here to support his Slovakian compatriots, the team that he grew up playing with. Jetset bounces around. And give and going. Smash it.
Interesting setup there. It's a zone and just one person with the disc and then 5 defenders. Now other people are jumping in.
Viana. Oh, and throws right into the wall. It closes the gap, and Outsiterz with a short field now. Surovi. Inside, a lot of touch on that one from Hajduk. Wide, just enough float. The bid's in. Did the hands touch in or out? So we're going to say it's in the field of play, but not in the end zone. Around break and on the spot. I think it's Jan Rosina once again for the goal. And Outsiterz, stick it tight here. Back within 1, 3, 4. Duking it out with Jetset.
Yeah, they were that defense was too far upfield already for them to try another huck, so they have to work it in with the handlers. But that worked well for them. We'll see that step around for the score. Well, then it's also it's not the easiest thing to set up a zone after a turn, starting on offense, getting a turn and setting up that zone, but it worked super well for them. Going to look out for that a little bit more. Of course, in these conditions, playing some kind of zone defense is probably better than running after the offense.
And here comes the offense. Clements dips into the backfield for Villat. Heymans. Back to Clements. Ooh, a little bobble there. Of course, Jetset made it to the final just 2 weeks ago. On the sand, they're having a big year this year and preparing for WBUC. Did that one connect? No, a little bit too low, but we're in the final and won at Paganello, and we're in the final and lost to a crazily stacked American team at Kopatanga. But here they are on the grass at Tom's Tourney, and that is what is important. Bolvansky. Ooh, and hand block, but into the reception. The hand block turned into assist.
Oh, that was nifty.
Winds up the backhand. No, no. Yes! He's done it. Unbelievable beyond two defenders. I can't believe that he got away with that, but obviously knew the speed he was working with at the other end. And wow, what a play by Outsiterz.
You could see Bolvansky, who later scored the point, actually screamed to the person with the disc standing next to him, I'm going, I'm going. You can see it here. He starts from the handler set, goes deep. There's a help defender peeling off in the back, but no way to stop him because he has a perfect line to just grab that disc over everybody else.
We are all locked up 4-4. Great game. Outsiterz showing some excellent resilience out there. They were in just enough of a hole that they could have, succumbed to being the lesser of two teams here. Jetset, this is a good team, a EUCF team that did really well last year. If we trade out and lose, no big deal. No! The Slovakians are here to play, they're here to fight, and they're showing it in those last couple of points. That was an incredible throw. And I don't even know what was better, the throw or the chase. Just a great combination, of course, but it was, I guess, a bit more the throw. Nah, maybe more the chase.
I'd up for the chase because the throw just really, was basic, but got to do the little things well.
And Jetset playing out the very back of their end zone here, trying to chisel out of trouble. It looks like they've got out of the bulk of trouble now. Looking at this zone that you get a very good look at with this shot. Working through these handlers, short passes, chipping away. Now they've stretched the field just enough, but they're still back in their own end zone, Christina.
Yeah, I feel like they have to huck it. Just calling to, because everyone's around there, right? They're not really spreading the field anywhere. They're all in a cluster. We can't even see anyone through our window. Now they've advanced a little bit, but a close catch. And I would really like them to just take a chance, just pocket.
Vilat. Ekelats. Oh, and they just get away with another one. Then they have managed to get their way out of trouble, showing some patience here against Christina's will. Javier to Phillips, and now they're right there. Not quite in, Van der Oost. And they do, so those are the toughest points to stay patient with. You do want to huck it, and sometimes it's not a horrible option, not a bad option. But it does feel good when you do kind of hold the conservative offense and find those gaps and walk it the whole way in. Agreed,
100%. And they did manage to find the gaps. And then with these zones, once you're off to the races and you always have someone else to continue on to, you have that kind of flow. It is the better option, but they could have had a 2-against-1 opportunity at least in the deep space. And yeah, you're absolutely right. They want to play it clean and want to use as little energy as they can, obviously, because the day is long. There's going to be more games to play. But
more.
I also like a deep shot. Yeah. Can't help it.
Pull, wind up, Derek. Ooh, gives us a spin.
Yeah, he's a very good puller.
And lands and rolls into the soccer goals. They'll start on their goal line, front and center. Get themselves a zone by the looks of things here with the big Lithuanian in the back. That's a good safety net for a zone that probably works pretty good as is. Here they come, Surovi. Rosina. And Rosina again goes back into the middle. Molnar. Gets again. Gives wide hand there, but Surovi's got the stick him out there. Not really. Oof! The bid comes in by Davidos Galba, and he goes and recovers his position safely. Nothing lost there for the effort. Surovi centering, and the pass goes to ground. Jetset going to go the other way. Galba makes sure of it. I don't mind that at all. He probably could have got it with one hand, but better safe than sorry. Galba winds up looking for his brother. Throw was not on.
It wasn't on, but the defense jumped early, missed it as well. If Galba had continued on, he would have gotten it, but also misguided a little bit by that defensive pressure from Mozina. So they'll set up that zone again. Worked really well for Jetset.
Back on. Molnar scoops over top, gets again. That's Rosina, in fact. Then inside, Surovi. Rosina. Bakrati goes back in the middle. Hajduk. Molnar, Surovi. And Bakrati, and now the Outsiterz are getting a little bit of offensive rhythm going right here. Hoika goes for goal, and Molnar puts the toes down. And that one counts, 5 apiece. Outsiterz staying in this one against Jetset.
Yeah, Jetset kind of picked up matchup defense, but not enough to really prevent that score from happening. It did seem like they were a little gassed at the end of that, and really just, you could see how they were thinking, but their body wasn't quite reacting yet from quite a few players. That's why also there is a player behind that goal scorer, right? But he couldn't move quick enough to prevent that from happening. Sometimes you can already see the player just running there, and you know, okay, this is going to be a score. There's absolutely nothing that I could do in my power inside the rules of Ultimate Frisbee to prevent that from happening. But just good patience, and they're still up by the toss, of course. Jetset started on offense.
Jetset, bang it through the middle. Phillips looked to wind up, but put it away. Clements takes the under to Van der Oost. Now inside. Eklat. Ooh, and low throw gets away from him. And Outsiterz, chance to take a lead right now, Christina. Short games.
Very short games. Every point counts as well.
Any lead's a big lead. And any point counts, of course. Every point counts. And they're on the doorstep. Can they finish the job here? Outsiterz, Knapp with the disc. Gets the dump off. Jimmy shimmy shoulder shake, and nice pickup. Heavy spike. What a play there. I think it's Kabbalah. I want a better look, but wow. That is Molnar, in fact, and I've got the elder Molnar shaking his finger like Mutombo at me. No. That's Molnar with that goal. And Outsiterz with a lead right now, 6-5 over Jetset.
And that is not how I pictured it, but they deserve it. They seem like the better, more focused team right now. I don't even know if I want to say it like that, but it just looks like it.
Maybe they're showing a little bit more urgency out there. They want it a little bit more. You definitely notice when a team is playing underdog in the underdog role. They are fighting for every little bit. it's easy to get a bit more comfortable up the top. And okay, Jetset maybe not right up the top of the pile, but
in this situation, Jetset was the underdog last year. They're up there. Everyone knows they're in the top eight team, definitely. So now they have to hold this position, and this is not a very nice spot to be in.
No, you get a target on your back when you start winning. People want to, they know that they can prove a point against you, especially when they can get a chance to do it on ULTI.TV. When everybody's watching back at home, clicking like buttons and noticing what you're doing, and especially when they are 2 games that are within EUCS qualifying as this one here. So big game. Big implementations that will come of it. A cracker so far. Let's see how it shakes out. Heymans with the disc. Ooh, how did that go through the legs? That was unbelievable to not get blocked. Willott. Backhand far side to Phillips. Phillips leading throw. In for goal, and a nice quick one there. Good response. Heymans with the eventual goal.
They're taking some risky shots that, for better luck or worse, they're working out this point around. But in the last point, those shots through the middle weren't there, where the round shot was always going to be open. So, I mean, I really like the way of playing like with the insides and really exploiting those holes that the Outsiterz defense leaves open. But still, I think they could probably go a little bit more conventional and move the disc a bit quicker as well. Could Jetset?
Could indeed. John Dock in the chats. No surprise there. Wondering about the short games, how they impact the ranking. We might need to call on Ravi, the human abacus Vasudevan, to get some responses on that. But I do believe you're right. The lower scoring, closer games have a lesser impact, but I cannot say that with full confidence. So anybody else who has been paying slightly more attention than me during the in and out videos that I have watched, feel free to chime in, or if we get the human abacus himself, Ravi, to help out with some clarification. As that one goes up, Molnar on the chase. Molnar gets a hand to it, but unable to clasp.
You can see 3 Jetset defenders all running towards it, positioning themselves in a... Molnar never could win that.
Hangs up, and that one taken. Break goes straight back the other way. Wouters, the goal scorer there, as Jetset respond and take the lead back right away with the break of their own.
That was quick work. Dirik picking up and immediately putting that disc into play. And we've seen that before today. Usually if we pick up quickly and get the disc moving a little bit, it doesn't have to be a shot for goal or anything, just changing the position while the now defense is still sleeping a little bit, you can really take your advantage from it, and that's what we saw there as well. There is one defensive player is in the mix, but there's also 3 offensive players near that disc.
So 6-5 the score line. For Outsiterz. I thought that was a break for, it's 7-6 for Jetset is the score. So
this one, if they break here, they get half.
And there it is. So halftime available or Galaxy Point available.
I'd take both.
Yeah. Molnar, Sudovi engaged and chisels forward. Kicked out to the flank there. And the deep shot comes, and it's gobbled up by the defense. Robbins gets under. Switching hands there, Gassenmeyer. And then the deep shot comes, it slipped. Look at the hand after the release, like, hey, why are you failing me now, hand?
Yeah, Dirik is not going to be happy with this one. He's done some good stuff so far. We know he's good.
Oh, hammer time, halftime. The halftime jingle is on, so no matter what, it will be halftime. But no matter what, we're going to be playing to halftime after this anyways.
Indeed.
So, well-timed halftime jingle. Outsiterz. Sudovi.
All in schedule for that team.
Scoops over top, then bangs it to the near sideline. Back to center.
It seems they're not really connecting with the downfield cutters, just working it in the hander set. Jetset now playing shutdown defense, and that's a fortunate defense that he didn't know of.
Short field converted, and Jetset take the half. That looks like it must have been, yes, Smesset with that goal in the end. And 8-6, Outsiterz pushed and pushed, but Jetset pushed just enough to get over the top and take half.
We'll see the defense here, Smesset also on the defensive side here, and Viana quick to pick up, put it to Tariq, and then Smesset with the score for Jetset.
Halftime, short break here. We'll be right back with second half action from Open 1 here at Tom's Tourney.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Back in second half action. Short halves here at Tom's tournament. Short half's a good half, as they say. Who says that? Maybe just me. Outsiterz. From their own end, get it to Bakrati, now at the midway mark. Heduk goes back. Surovi leading throw to Bakrati. Bakrati hands out, give me something, he says. Leading throw, Surovi.
They're just working up that far sideline, looking in 10 meters of width of that field.
Centers. Throw for goal. It is in. It is good. Hoika with the reception.
So they really worked well over the open side. Oh, there's a discussion, but a score regardless. Jetset just running after them, letting these up the line passes go by. And we'll get a replay there of that last throw before the score. Just a missed coverage there. And the score for Outsiterz to get closer, at least.
Yeah, hanging in there. Staying alive, I think that's a important part of what Outsiterz got to do to be able to give themselves a chance to possibly win. You know, that's where they want to be. A chance for victory here is, of course, what they're after, and the longer they can stay in it, the longer they can stay tight, the more they can pull off the miraculous.
And they are within one, and that's a turn. Outsiterz have a short field.
They've done good all game to give themselves these opportunities. Can they capitalize here? Not quite yet, but they continue to churn. Bakrati. Kicks closer to the near sideline. Fake Scuber. Back to Bakrati. Bakrati every second touch. Putting in the hands of the Slovakian veteran. And Jetset have allowed Outsiterz to put a pair of snowmen on the board. It's 8 apiece. Anybody's game here. Tom's Tourney 2024.
Indeed, it is. The weather just really isn't on their on anyone's side. It's playing its own game and makes these discs ever so slippery and so much harder to just work with these opening passes and opening plays. Because I do think that was kind of the problem this time around, where just the throw had to be perfect and it just wasn't.
Of course, you see some of our camera angles with a few drops. And it continues to give you an indication of the weather we're working with here. Glad to see everybody in the chats again. Incentive to like and subscribe. Get onto our Patreon as well as Jetset. Try to get into that end zone. Willot goes to the wide side, then Heymans bounces to Van der Oost. Willot. Phillips. And pushing it up the sideline, back to Phillips, fakes the hammer. There was a cut to the corner, but limited throwing lane. Willot goes back to Bobby Clements. In the middle, Van der Oost. Hanging. That's going to get D'd all day long.
Bolvansky jumping in the mix as the last person probably to join the bunch of people already aligned, and there's no call. We see a retraction, and with these hospital passes, it's anyone's disc really. And as the game is turning out to be, it's slightly in favor of the Slovakians.
Yeah, they're definitely taking momentum one little bite at a time here.
On that one, another big throw into the middle, but dropped. Couldn't keep his hands around it.
So the pickup by Clements, throws low. I could tell from the release of his hands that was not going to work. That slipped away and went to ground.
He's very unhappy with himself.
Yeah, you could.
But yeah, I would be if I had thrown that.
Expressing his frustration. Gets one inbounded. Bounces to the sideline. And back to center, picked off. And Jetset will go again. Van der Oost goes to Heymans. And bid! What a bid! That gets it back. Wow, Bolvansky gets horizontal.
What a defensive effort again and again. He's just flying all over.
Bounce to the far side. Inside, back to Bolvansky. The deep is going, and the shot's up. There is help, but I'm not sure if the help will be enough. Yes, it was just enough. Phillips gets the first touch, and then bounced again by Heymans. All the while, a hand on the disc for the Outsiterz.
And there's going to be a discussion about the play. It's retracted. Both players were in the area. They're both laying out. The probability of one of them not touching the other, it's not so high. And there's a travel call because he's in the middle of the end zone and just started throwing that disc. I don't know what he was thinking.
Haymans goes back to Clements. Villette to Phillips. Scoops over top. Van der Oost. Whoa! Almost Callahan, but then into the hands of Phillips. Wow! That was as close of a Callahan that maintained a reception I've ever seen.
That is a dangerous spot to be in, especially with his own, and they're opening up the field now by putting one person very deep.
Yeah, this is begging for a hammer out of... there it is. The hammer out of trouble there, and they've got away with it, but the next throw couldn't go. Picked off the ground, and Villot was like, I didn't catch that, did I? No, I guess I didn't. And now Outsiterz, short field, chance to take another lead. This game has been back and forth. Hoika gets the gainer to Bolvansky, and we've got to stop it as the disc goes back to Hoika.
Some talking on the mark. Oh, and that one just not quite there for Outsiterz.
They give it back. Phillips. Haymans. Van der Oost. Now big chunk of meters eaten up there. Hammer to Phillips. That looks on spot. It is. Clements to Phillips. Van der Oost. Floats one and right through the hands, and they've given one back.
You have those. All those hammers looked so well into the wind, really working with them. And that last rather easy backhand pass just slips through the hands. Gotta do the more flashy stuff.
More hammers. So Outsiterz. Send it right back and taken away by Phillips.
Tried to catch it in and dropped it, but that doesn't matter. But this drop does.
Bolvansky picks up. Deep is going. Are they taking it? No, they're going to chisel through the middle of the field. Bolvansky looks back to center and gets Keswick as he goes to ground. Malik. Takes the negative yards to Keswick. Directing traffic. Nice leading throw up the line there. Malik wants the return, gets the return. Kabbalah. Inside, had the backup plan there. Malik. Now, they're doing a good job to maintain possession, but have not generated many forward yards. And finally, the D, Van der Oost, gets a hand. Leading throw, quick one by Clements, and a little too quick.
Yeah, he gave up on that a little bit, and also the throw just wasn't quite there. No, like give them a chance at least to jump.
So, again, the Slovakians will have a chance to take a lead. This is the longest point of the game, most certainly, and now the most important, being tied this late in the game. Wind up, but the miscommunication there, I think Kabbalah was always the intention, but he had stutter-stepped and stopped by the time that disc went up. Foul called on the throw, though, So any miscommunication I may have seen is negated by the contact from the mark.
Well, there could have still been a miscommunication, but the mark could have, yeah, it's probably a bit too close when it's in body contact there. Oh, and he winds up again. Phillips is again in better position and gets it. Kabala had a hand on there, but not enough.
So, the how manyth chance now?
I stopped counting, honestly.
But Phillips and Jetset try to maintain control of this game. Villat goes to Phillips. Scoops over top to Haymans. Haymans floats one up. Beautifully put. Finally in for goal. Ravier is there. And Jetset maintain the lead, much to the chagrin of Outsiterz' hard-fought point.
That was such a long point. So many turns on either side. Really not quite getting to the discs to stay in their hands, really. And in the end, Jetset find the holes in the right moments and get the better of Outsiterz. So we see the upside down throw. I think it was a scuba, and then just putting it out to space, seeing that 2 or 3 steps already are enough to put it deep for the score.
So great to see everybody chatting about the results in this game, the EUCF rankings, integration, how it affects your team. Love it all. This is a season like no other we've seen, where all of these tournaments are kind of connected now. We here at ULTI.TV are delighted to be able to bring you the action from wherever and whenever, and love having you with us, watching, following along, engaging. So we do ask from time to time for a little like, for a little subscription. Go ahead and do it, and do yourself a favor. Give back. Because we just keep on giving.
Yes, please. We just saw the disc roll out the side, and the player who could have easily stopped it just let it go through his legs into the bushes on the far side.
Let it roll. Outsiterz, chance to tie the game. Wind up. Great throw by Krati. Checks his toe. And there's some conversation now coming from Vianney that I believe his back toe would have been good. Was his front foot down by the time he caught it? Might be the conversation.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
We saw some. I just can't see the line, unfortunately. We saw some discussions and some enactments of that, but the disc will go to Leuven.
Ooh, and the throw behind immediately, short field. Bakrati picks up, engages, gets the forward throw, gets it again, throws into the corner. Not quite in for goal. Bakrati again. Pops one up and over and in for goal. Outsiterz to tie things up 9 apiece.
And you could see this one time how when the Jetset player attacked the disc was kind of a miscommunication, but he wanted him to stay there and just get it, whereas the defense was already there. So I feel like Jetset some of them are really like anxious to hit people in the chest, and others are really, it's really important for them to run towards the disc, and the combination of that just doesn't work out sometimes. Now Outsiterz in the second attempt there, get it through for a rather easy score.
.49 expired on the clock. That means about 10 to go. Pole roll stopped. And picked up and put into play by Clements. Villat goes to Clements, back again. Space through the middle. Van der Oost, Heymans. Villat back to Heymans on the near sideline.
It's a rather loose cup by Outsiterz. They're relying on weather with helping them. You can't do that with Jetset usually, but again, the hard throw goes and the easy one does not.
Yeah, over ambitious by Van der Oost, and that was what should have been an easy completion. Now Outsiterz another chance to take the lead in this game. Inside throw goes Molnar. Whips one inside. Left hand chisels forward. And Molnar again gets it. Nice charging cut. And the throw for goal can't go. They keep getting close, but no cigar. Villat fakes the big. Goes back to center. Now short field. Heymans can't get there. The Villat throw was off. Outsiterz. Do they have the patience here? Knapp. Looking back to center. Dumps it back. Leading throw. Molnar picks it up. Twisting to the ground. Popped forward. Any throw, any completion forward will do it, and they've got it! In for the goal and the lead. Outsiterz sit above Jetset at this point of time, 10-9.
That is such impressive work by Outsiterz. They're really always getting the better of Jetset in these in these end zone situations. Just there's not a lot of room. There's not a lot of space to work with, but they only, as you said, need the tiniest gain of yards and or meters, because we're in Europe, but they make it every single time. It's so impressive. The way they probably like fake them out and get the better of it. It's just not what I would have expected. And I don't actually, with the energy Jetset is giving right now on the field, I don't expect him to pull away.
I feel like they're over-shortening their lines. I've seen a lot of the same players out there. They're getting tired and making mistakes. Clements, Villat, Van der Oost, they've all had one or two errors in the last couple points now where, you know, there's a lot of guys on that sideline I have not seen too much of. And sure, it might be O-line, D-line, and we say the names of the O-line players a bit more. And D-line, you know, they're always the shadow players. They're a little less noticed, but I think a little bit of an injection of some new personnel might not be the worst option for Jetset right now.
I think that's exactly what they did.
You see Gauba out there now.
Derek also. And Viana.
In their own corner, there's Modestus Gauba to Phillips, Van der Oost. Backhand all alone, Derek! Bid! What a pickup! Two-hand Neil Spike. Oh no, it's in disgust. Is it a goal or is it a drop?
Oh, it's a drop.
It is a drop. Oh, he threw it down in disgust. It wasn't a spike. Makes a bit more sense now. I can't believe he missed from our angle. That looked like he had pulled off the impossible. Bid there by Derek again, trying to do it on the defensive end, but still in the hands of the Slovakians. Molnar Bakrati. Do it again. Bakrati sends, and that one in the hands. Can they pull off another Kabbalah on the doorstep, spinning around back to Bakrati? Bakrati into the corner, and the Slovakians are up a double, 11-9. Oh my goodness, this was not the predicted outcome, Christina.
Definitely not. I am in awe just watching bodies fly all over. You could see defensive energy, defensive pressure was up this point from Jetset. They really knew that can't happen, but they still happened. They still got it. And Outsiterz just have to be super happy about the way this game is going for them.
And we hear a jingle. That is the 5-minute warning jingle. So 5 minutes remain. Of course, then we will hear another jingle at that point in time. And timeout taken. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll talk about the implementations of time remaining after that. But wow, a whole lot more action coming up after this short break. And back in 11-9 or 9-11 emergency if you are Jetset right now, down to less than 5 minutes to go. What a game, Christina. They have got to get at least 2 breaks to pull off this, wow, miracle to not allow the upset. Clements goes to Van der Oost. Back to Clements. And leading throw, Heymans, Villat, Robbins, and that had a wobble on it, and a defender chomping. Phillips has had a very good game, I must say, of all the Jetset players. He's been very poised, collected throughout. Heymans goes to Clements, and back to Heymans. Leading throw to Phillips. Phillips changes the field, busts up line. Ravier gets a gainer. You hear the call of the defense changing into a match from a zone, melting if you would. Heymans. Robbins straight back. Villat loses his footing in the same frame. Van der Oost. A very patient offense out of Jetset for the first time in a little while. Villat zips it, and they're back on the board. Ravier with the goal.
Yeah, that was patient until the last throw, and this time around it did work out. But there were some critical moments there regardless for Jetset. One where a defensive player slipped, or an offensive player actually slipped right behind the person that got the disc. So that could have looked different at the end of it, but at least that's the first thing you have to do. You have to get a hold. But there are still 2 breaks if they want to stay in this game, maybe get a win.
I'd imagine they're still thinking that way. But again, as you said, okay, they get the hold. Now they got the hard work to do. Breaks against this Outsiterz team that has just found form to start the day on this. Is it stopped raining? No, it hasn't. It's just raining slightly less for this instant. It has not stopped raining since we've been awake.
Indeed.
Galba with the chase down on the mark. Big shot goes early. There's a contest, but hits Molnar. And another was Surovi with the huck, and they're just staying up by 2, 12-10.
That is so impressive. And there was 2 people underneath that disc, right where they should have been. But the throw just so much better.
And the jingle is on.
Now, and they thought they won the game, but they did not, because this is now that was the 5-minute jingle, and they swapped it, and that's why everyone's on the field screaming it's not over.
Yeah, I mean, now I want to know if that jingle started before the score or after the score.
After.
It sounds like after, so they still got to play a point, add 1. So there's still plenty of time left. In Ultimate, it is a sport like tennis where you've got to put the finishing touches on. So this is still finish this point and then add 1 is the situation. As Outsiterz were not quite sure and coming for clarification. So glad they could overhear. We, of course, get a big inside scoop from one of the 2 primary tournament directors, Boris Vandeluk, staying with him and getting a lot of the inside scoop, going over the rules, making sure we know exactly how things work out. I have been a part of this tournament from a coaching position and been in a very precarious situation from a end of game timing rule as well, so I know quite well as well from experience. Van der Oost. Now, no need to rush things, but they will feel an urgency to get into the end zone. Van der Oost puts one up. Heymans is under it, and it's gone too far.
You talked about urgency, and that is the bad kind of urgent. You have to know when to speed up and then when to slow down again, and putting a disc into the end zone like that has to be a slow disc and just wait it enough.
Well, the real truth of the matter, because the team that needs to win has to score the last point, there is never an urgency. The offense can always, you will feel like it. Ooh, there's only 2 minutes to go. The 5-minute warning's gone. The time cap's gone. You still got to do the job. And so, yes, it will feel urgent. You need to score those goals, but not in a rush. Big wind-up and delivery. Just misses, but not a horrible decision by Bolvansky. Just missed by a couple inches. Phillips on the pickup.
That's not a good position to be in either for Jetset.
Hanging. Heymans keeps possession alive, goes up line, and continuation keeps going. Now back to Phillips. Ravier. Clements, far sideline. Pops it back in the middle. Phillips to Clements and back again. And Jetset look poised to score. The scoop over top does connect. It looks like Van der Oost with the disc. And 11-12. It's a game 2-13.
So it's all stress for Jetset if they still want to win. And Outsiterz just have to score.
I mean, this could very easily go to Universe if Jetset can break right now. Jetset will have to break twice to win this. Outsiterz, 2 game points coming up on pull receptions.
And I think, of course, you're slightly backing the team receiving the disc. On the other hand, Jetset in general is a team that knows this kind of pressure. And then no tight games and having to win these late in these games, and we'll see if Outsiterz can chill enough and can value the disc enough to give a fight.
Yeah, this is the big moment for Outsiterz. If they can do this in one go and show their mettle and their patience on the first try, that would be an exceptional show of nerve from the upcoming Slovakian side from Bratislava, battling out with one of Europe's best, with a team going and hosting the Elite Invite, a top 8 finisher at EUCF. And Outsiterz have him on the ropes right now as that one lands into the hands after the pull, and it is gone to Bakrati. They are already at the other end. Bakrati centers. Could this be the game back in the hands of Martin Bakrati? They're happy to go backwards here. Possession is key. Hajduk takes the up line under duress, but gets the completion. Not in yet. Hajduk on the line now. Bouncing around is Bakrati, trying to shake his defender. High stall count, has to throw something. Throws the goal! Outsiterz have taken the game from Jetset. 13-11. Can barely believe it, but they certainly can.
They really can, and you could see they believe in the plays they put on. The last point especially, that trust throw deep, misread by the defender, and then the patience and the way they closed that game out, just very impressive by Outsiterz, and Jetset have to give it to them. That game wasn't their best performance. They had some pressure, they went under stress at the end, at the business end of it, and just better stuff from Outsiterz, and really looking forward to seeing what's to come out of that team.
Yeah, exciting stuff. The Slovaks pull it off, get the win in the wind and the rain here at Tom's Tourney. First round of Open Division in the books. But you know that we've got more action coming up all weekend long, all day long, and the very next game, we are going to go back to the women's division. Disque taking on Jetset Leuven. Stay locked in for that. We'll be back with more. For Christina Obermeyer, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.
There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want.